Mike Vrabel touchdown or something like that?
It sounds fun, but we're not going to take any risks with Chase. No, I'm not going to do that.
When you look at, you were asked earlier about the Heisman candidates, and most programs want one. You guys have potentially 3. Do you? I know you don't want distractions and all that. When you talk about it, how do you manage that? When you probably don't want to pick one over the other, give me preference.
Well, just if you lose a game, that all goes out the window. Nobody's talking about anybody. So it's all about if we win or not. And you hate to sound like that, but it's just the facts. So if we want to continually, get this type of momentum and keep the momentum going, we have to continue to do what we're doing. And that's just the reality of it. So the guys need to embrace that, understand that, and have the maturity to put that aside and ignore that stuff and just stay focused on the task at hand.
If you had any of those off-date conversations with those 3, would the word Heisman even come up in those?
No. No, and I don't think that, they would be talking about themselves like that either, because again, it's a great honor and all that stuff, but that's so far down the road right now that we're not talking about that kind of.
Second row middle, Tony.
Ryan, Master Teague, almost kind of on pace for 1,000 yards this year. Gets a lot of his yardage when the defense knows he's going to be getting the ball. How tough is that? The yards that he gets, how tough does that make him? What kind of luxury is that for you, knowing that at the end he can just solve things away?
It's huge. It's really big, especially in that game right there where we put the second group out there on defense, got a stop, and then I think we got it back with, was it 5 minutes to go? And then we ended up taking a knee at the end. I mean, that's huge for our team, and that's a 4-minute drill, and that was with our 2s in there. So I think it's a combination of things. I think when he's been in there, it's been late in the game, it's going to change the pace. Maybe the defense is a little bit tired. He's fresh, he's strong, he's powerful, but our line's been doing a really good job late in the game. And then even in that game and the week before, our second group has gone out there and got really good movement. And first play of the game, we run a power play, and our center and guard get great movement. Guard pulls around, and we get into the secondary right now. And I think he actually wished he had that run back because he was on the safety at 10 yards and ended up getting 20 on it, but probably could have hit a home run on it. But I think it's a combination of all those things.
And then, will you guys be pursuing a 6th year for Justin Hilliard? Do you know?
That's going to be up to Justin, to talk about. I don't think he's really focused on any of that right now, but certainly at the end of the season, if that's something he's interested in, then we can talk about it.
Front row left, Doug.
Ryan, you were asked about reps earlier, specifically at quarterback. Do you want to do anything in practice to give Justin any kind of rests in practice or keep him fresh? And what do you guys do? Does Chug get reps with the ones very often to keep him ready, and you need him for a play on Saturday?
Yeah, we usually don't have him take many reps with the ones. If we go 7-on-7 or some sort of other segmented group, then those guys will roll, and so whoever they end up with, they end up with. When we go to scouts, the receivers will pretty much roll when we're doing some pass stuff, but for the most part, Justin's in there with the first group. Chugs will get some reps during the week though, but very few with the ones. We like to, for his few amount of reps that Justin has had in his career, we want to get as many as we can in practice and making sure that he's ready to go. So that's what's hard about being a backup, is you have to be ready to go. You have to, with limited reps with the ones, you have to be able to go out there and function. And we put Chugs in there. It was 2nd and long. We tried to screen. The guard kind of sniffed it out. I thought he did a good job of throwing it away. We ended up getting a holding call, but that wasn't his fault. I thought he made a good decision. That was a tough situation to get thrown into. I thought they'd be kind of coming over the walls, get him on a screen, but didn't work out that way. I thought he managed it well.
When we saw Justin, we talked about him toughing it out in that game. How do you adjust in the middle of the game if you see that your quarterback is feeling something a little bit? Do you think to yourself, man, we can't run him anymore, but also you needed him on some runs on Saturday and you used him? How do you balance, if you see your quarterback taking some hits, how does that maybe change your play calling mid-game?
And we talked about it going into the game, and I said, Justin, you're going to have to, with the rain and everything going on with this defense, you're going to have to run a little bit in this game, and he was all for it. He was awesome, and he was ready to go. His attitude was excellent going into it, and he ran tough early in the game. He took some shots, but he got us going, and I was really proud of him. Then one time he got banged up a little bit. I asked him, I said, what do you think? He said, I'll be fine. I'm hurting, but I'll be all right. And it wasn't anything long term. It was just, one of those things. He took a shot there and landed on it funny, but he's going to be fine. But it was, certainly one of those things you have to, as you start to, have more experience with the quarterback, you have to be able to trust him. And he's tough. He's gritty. He said, if you need me to run, I'll run. Now, we didn't really run much with him after that, but but he said he was willing to run, and it just goes to show you how tough he is. And I keep saying that, but the more I'm around him, the more I really respect how tough he is.
And we've covered this ground before, but it's just the way Chase is playing, the way Nick Bosa is playing in the NFL. Like, if you could have had those two healthy guys on the field together for all of last year, what would that have looked like? A healthy Nick Bosa and a healthy Chase Young.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, certainly they're two of the more talented guys that have probably ever gone through here and maybe ever play the game. I mean, they're very, very talented. I don't try not to play the what-if game, but certainly, respect both of those guys, and they're both dominant players.
Right behind him, Bill.
Ryan,